What if the girl giving you a ride isn't human? She hunts lonely men, lures them in, and they disappear forever. But when she starts to feel, the hunter becomes the prey. The film begins with a girl on the seashore, contemplating something. Suddenly, a strange man appears, moving like a robot, and kidnaps her. He takes her away in his white van. In the next scene, we are shown a strange house, devoid of any furniture. Everything, even the floor and walls, was white. We see the kidnapped girl there. Meanwhile, we see another girl wearing all of her clothes. This girl, who had taken off the kidnapped girl's clothes, spots an ant on the clothes and stares intently at it, as if researching the movement of this ant. In the next scene, we see an alien ship in the sky, which, instead of landing, disappears into the clouds. The scene shifts back to the girl who had just worn the previous girl's clothes. She now lands in a mall and does a lot of shopping. She changes her appearance, dresses up beautifully, and then takes her car out onto the streets. She then lures a young woman she sees on the street into her car, pretending to ask for directions. They have a lot of conversations while in the car. The girl also asks her many personal questions about her, such as who she is in her family and whether she has a life partner. As they chat, the young man becomes so engrossed in her conversation that he goes to her house at her request. The way the young man walks at this moment gives us the impression that he's possessed. He's possessed by something else. He just keeps following this girl, seemingly unconcerned about the surroundings. The house feels like a dark world, with no furniture or anything else. We could now see his reflection on the floor, and as we moved forward, we discovered that the reflection was due to the area ahead being covered in a strange liquid. The boy continued to take off his clothes in a posed pose, and as he moved forward, each step carried him deeper into the black swamp. The girl, however, wasn't drowning. The boy, in that position, was completely lost. Even his mouth was submerged in the liquid. The girl looked back. The boy had completely disappeared into the liquid. So she moved on, put her clothes back on, got back into the van, and left. This revealed that this girl was working for a specific purpose, preying on men in this way, and now she was on the hunt for a new victim. This time, the girl arrived at a beach where she spotted a man practicing swimming, before she could ensnare him with her words. The man sees that a woman in the distance has jumped into the sea to save her dog. She couldn't save her dog, but she herself had reached a point where it was difficult to come back. The waves had trapped her, and she was unable to save herself. Her husband goes after her to save her. Seeing her trapped, the swimmer becomes enraged and jumps into the sea to save her. He rescues the man, but the man's wife disappears underwater, drowning. Her husband, frantically, dives back into the water to retrieve his wife. The swimmer goes back into the water to save the man and, with great difficulty, pulls him out. The swimmer, having exhausted much of his strength in the process, collapses and falls unconscious. The girl stands at a distance, emotionlessly watching the entire spectacle. Then, she approaches the swimmer and hits him on the head with a strap, as if to confirm that he is unconscious and will remain so. After that, she picks him up and walks away. The son of the couple who drowned was also crying profusely. But this girl didn't even look back, let alone pay attention to the child's cries. She was so heartless. A considerable amount of time passes, and we are shown a night scene. A companion of the girl who kidnapped the boy arrives on a bike at the same shore from where she kidnapped him and removes all the missing man's clothes and belongings, so that no one can find any clue as to where he disappeared. The strange thing here is that it feels strange. It turns out that the boy, whom the girl had also ignored him as if he didn't care, and the boy was still crying and sobbing. Meanwhile, we are shown the girl, who was at the nightclub at the time, trapping another victim and taking him to her house. This boy suffers the same fate as the first. He strips in a posing position and then completely submerges himself in the liquid. Finally, we are shown a scene inside the liquid. Inside the liquid, the swimmer sees the other boy, and as soon as he touches him, his body suddenly explodes, dividing into tiny pieces. Then, a vacuum-like machine begins to process and draw in all the pieces. The same fate is about to befall this second boy. Now the girl sets out again for her prey. While she's on the road, a florist hands her a flower and tells her it was sent by someone in another car. The girl doesn't react. She grabs the flower, not even considering the blood on it. The blood wasn't particularly concerning. It belonged to the flower seller who had a severed hand. Similarly, the girl brings another victim into her house, and at this moment, the man who always follows her on a motorcycle, clearing up the trail of the missing men she's kidnapped, approaches her. They don't speak. They just look into each other's eyes silently, and then the man leaves. After this, they both leave the house on foot. The girl is on her mission, and the boy is on his. She collides with a man and falls, and a crowd gathers to help her. She finds this all strange, and why will be revealed later. Now she begins to observe everyone with a bored gaze, as if noting their lives. She focuses on her mission, and approaches a man with a rather disfigured face. She asks him to get into her car and asks him how many friends he has. The man explains, because of my face, no one befriends me, and no girls come to me. I'm not even married. After hearing all this, the girl doesn't reply and takes him home. She's about to make him a part of her fan following, but then she spots a fly on the windowsill. A fly trapped there. Who knows what it thinks? Then she examines herself carefully, then releases her prey, as if realizing what she's doing is wrong. She takes her car and drives off again. The news that this girl had abandoned her prey. Her other companion becomes aware of this, and in a rage, goes to the man's house, kills him, and takes his body away in his car. At this point, she appears extremely confused. She goes to a restaurant and tries to eat cake, but spits it out. It looks as if she's had cake for the first time and doesn't like it at all. She boards a public bus in a strange, frightened manner. Seeing her nervousness, a man sitting nearby tells her she can stay at his house tonight. She agrees. The man was nice. He takes her to his house. He cooks food for her, but she doesn't eat. There was music on the TV, and she starts listening to it. The next day, the man takes her for a walk. Later, when they meet at night, the girl panics and runs into the forest. Meanwhile, it's shown that all her companions are now searching for her. It was there in the forest that she met a man who asked her, "Did you come here alone? This is a very dangerous place. You have to be very careful here. You shouldn't have come here alone." He was concerned for her, and the girl was surprised by this. The man also told her about a shelter where she could stay in case of a storm. The girl went there and fell asleep. When she woke up in the morning, she saw the same man she had met in the forest the night before. He was now trying to molest her. Terrified, she tried to run away. But the man caught her, and when he forcibly began to remove her clothes, her skin began to peel off along with her clothes. The boy is terrified. The girl steps forward and peels off her entire skin, revealing her dark body from within. Her human face, also held in her hand by a man watching her, blinking his eyes. It's here that we learn that she wasn't actually human. She was an alien, arriving in the same alien ship we saw at the beginning of the movie. The purpose of her mission to banish humans from this world remains undisclosed. However, the mystery of her entire behavior is revealed. She was behaving so strangely because she was neither human nor possessed human feelings. She had begun to understand humans, and this was not permitted during this mission. While she was still thinking, a man came from behind and poured gasoline on her, setting her ablaze. The girl ran to save herself, but then, after a short distance, she collapsed, completely burned to ashes. As she dies, we are shown her companion on the other side, who has also arrived in this same snowy field. He stands in the distance, watching something. As if he has realized that she has died along with him. And the movie ends with him standing there. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe my channel for more video.